Good morning, everyone. I want to thank all my colleagues for being here today. You have a tremendous showing here, and all of these ladies and gentlemen just came from a briefing, and that briefing comes courtesy of Congressman Reed. Congressman Reed has distinguished himself in his service, in being a leader, being a tried and true New Yorker, and actually standing up and speaking out passionately on behalf of the people he represents, and working with us. So I want to thank him. And I clearly want to thank Leader Barkley for spearheading this and getting this together. So something interesting happened this morning. The leader just read some statistics, which I had as well. So I don't need to repeat those. But I want to just show you that this is a fact sheet. It's not hyperbole. It's not fear-mongering. This is a fact sheet that were issued by the professionals that came in here. And we were in the room. These people are complete pros in every sense of the word. Dedicated, career public servants, apolitical, non-political. All they care about is doing their jobs. And I was proud to be in that room, to have the opportunity to listen to them. And I said this, and I'm going to say this in real seriousness right now. We actually had professionals in the room who briefed us, who made comments, who told us what was going on in real time and in real life. And it's important that everybody recognize that, because the majorities, the one-party rule, the Democrats, let's be clear, Governor Cuomo, the Senate Democrats, and the Assembly Democrats. I keep saying this, they own this. They own the fact that they never solicited the opinion of the professionals. They never solicited the input of Congressman Reed. They never asked him, is it possible to get technical working advice from the federal government before we enact significant and sweeping legislation? The federal government and the congressman clearly stood ready and stand ready to provide that type of information, but they never asked for it. They never asked for it from the governor's office. They never asked for it from the Senate nor from the Assembly. And I have to say, I really feel like I'm chafing listening to the notion that the governor and others are now going down to Washington seeking a compromise. Really? Seeking a compromise. This is about public safety. One of those professionals talked about officer safety. Officer safety, those people who are career professionals being put in harm's way. We don't talk about them enough. They protect us in ways in every day that we don't really and sometimes want to know about. One of the gentlemen said, we are going after the bad people, the bad criminals, the worst of the worst, gang members, rapists, people who exploit children, and we're only reading little vignettes of what really happens. So we took the time to listen to what they had to say. I agree. DMV is critical. They said that is the starting point for everything. And I said to Leader Barkley, I feel like we're asking these people to show up at a gunfight with a knife. And he said, well, this is just like putting one hand behind your back and tying it, and you're walking in with a disadvantage. We are going to keep pressing on this issue every day. Every day. And it's, unfortunately, it's not just the green light law. They couldn't actually comment on certain things because there's litigation on the Trusted Travelers Program. We're not even talking about the green light law in its inception and enactment right now. And that doesn't take into account bail reform, all kinds of major changes in criminal justice in the state of New York that make the public less safe. Every single day, people are less safe than they were weeks ago and years ago. The congressman hears the same thing at the federal level about ramifications of New York State policy. Even California didn't go as far as New York State. Even California did not go as far as New York State. So when the governor says 13 other states have these types of laws, no, they don't. No, they don't. Those states provide access on DMV information, which has been said is the #1 starting point and the #1 checkpoint. I am deeply gratified to stand with my colleagues, deeply grateful to the professionals who came here today. I feel like I have a better understanding. I'm going to read one thing and then I'm going to introduce our congressman. The leader detailed quite adeptly facts and figures. And again, this is not stuff that we made up. 70% of joint terrorism task force disruptions stem from arrests for immigration violations. Yet the agency responsible for these arrests is now frozen out of New York DMV databases. This is a pre-9/11 mentality in a post-9/11 world. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any clearer than that. They do not have the tools that they need in their toolbox. Thank God we have people like Tom Reed. The congressman has been a stalwart supporter of all of us and the people of the great state of New York. Congressman Reed.